All right, so hi, so we're back with Angela Luna, and she's a newscaster, and I am very excited to have you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. So, I want to know, how long have you been doing this on the news?
Yeah, so I've been here in Bangor as a morning news anchor for almost 2 years now. It's crazy. It's gone by really fast. Then my story's a little funky because I took a year and a half off due to the pandemic. I was a weekend sports anchor in Peoria, Illinois, and I was there for about 4 or 5 months because I was filling in for a sports anchor who was on medical leave. So they told me it's temporary, and then I was originally going to sign with a news station in West Virginia to be a morning news anchor and producer. But then something in my gut was like, no, don't do it. And I'm glad I didn't because the whole world shut down. So isn't that crazy how life just works?
Yes, because, you know, like, it's always a situation in life that will change something for you.
It's so true. Like, I'm a firm believer, like, you know, everyone's beliefs, but God, the universe, you know, you just know, and timing is a real thing. And
exactly.
It was just time for me. I used the pandemic to really focus on my mental health, and I was competing for Miss Missouri and the Miss America organization for a while, so I focused on my community service projects, and so it was kind of nice having that little break, but I was itching to get back, and I'm so happy to be back doing what I love, so it's great.
That is great, and I have to tell you, like, when I wake up in the mornings to get dressed and everything, I scroll across your lives, and I'm on there for like 30 minutes. It's like actually so entertaining.
Way. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I love that. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I love it. It's like entertaining, but you know, like, some people call me weird for liking stuff like that, but it's like different people like certain things.
Yeah, everyone likes their thing, and it's cool to me to see, because we've been doing it for about a year now. And it's just cool to see how much, you know, people from all over the world tuning in. You know, I just, on a whim, one day tried it out. I put my coffee cup on the news desk, put my phone, and just went live on TikTok as soon as I got 1,000 followers. And then it just, here we are. It's crazy where we're at now.
And now you're at 77,000?
I'm at 79.6, so almost to 80,000. We're so close.
You're probably going to be at like 100,000 by May.
That's what I'm aiming for. We're going to manifest it.
Yes.
Hopefully, right before because I'm competing for Miss Maine in June, I think is when it is. So it'll be nice to just have on my resume and everything.
That's so exciting for you. Yeah,
it's crazy how, again, timing. I aged out in Missouri, and then I went back into my career because Miss America, the age out was 26. So I then just focused on my career. And then all of a sudden in January of this year, Miss America bumped the age to 28. So I was 27, turning 28, and I didn't know if this was real or not. I go, Mom, is this true? We like double checked, I registered, and here we are, one last shot. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
So now, like, I know everybody like follows after someone or looks up to someone. So like, what inspired you to do this?
Yeah, so when I was little, most kids wanted to watch SpongeBob SquarePants, and I wanted to watch Fox 2 News with Margie Ellisor, Tim Azell back home in St. Louis, Missouri. I loved watching them in the morning every time I'd get ready to go to school, and I just thought they were the coolest people in the world. And then a big anchor who I really look up to is 𝐏𝐡𝐨𝐳. I love Hoda. She's just such a beautiful person inside and out, and she started at a very small news station too. I think in Greenville, Mississippi, or very small Mississippi news station, and now she's Hoda. You know, it's so cool. Yeah, so you can start from super small and work your way up.
Because, you know, like, some people out here, like, started, like, in the streets, and now they're, like, up here.
Yep, exactly. It's all about just focusing. I'm a big believer in manifesting and focusing on your goals and dreams, because I feel the universe will give you little tidbits to get you to the next step where you need to go.
Exactly.
You know? And even like your failures, or what you think is a failure, I sometimes almost feel failure isn't real because it's just a learning curve.
Exactly.
And then you just keep going. You know, you learn how to navigate it, and then it just works out.
And, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, I want to know, did you always want to do this, like, when you were, like, growing up?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. There was a point in time where I was very big with competitive dance, and my dream school was Juilliard. I always wanted to be a professional dancer or a Radio City Rockette. Well, when you're only 5'2", that dream has to go out the door. So I did dance for a little bit, or still continued. I danced in college. I danced for an arena football team in Kansas City after I made finals for the Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders years ago. And it was just fun. And I was like, you know, I wanted something that was more sustainable. You know, because dance will always be there. But news, I don't know, I just always had that passion of, I've always been a curious kid. And I always want to know why. Who, what, when, where, and why. The five, you know, and it's been great.
By the way, I like your outfit.
Oh, thank you. It's, I'm obsessed with Lululemon recently.
Yeah.
So I got the little scuba.
So, anyways, you know, like, there's always crazy things out there happening in the world and everything. So, like, when you have to cover, like, a challenging story, how do you do that?
Yeah, you kind of just have to, it sounds funky, but I kind of turn my emotions off. It's just, I get super in the zone, focused, and I focus on the task that's at hand. You know, I had to cover a couple unfortunate child death court cases, and those are very tough because you will see the stuff from the state. You will see the photos and things that you never thought you'd ever have to see. And it takes me, I wait until after my story's done, and there'll be times where I'll head home and I have those moments to decompress. I cry, I let it out, you know, just sometimes I'll even go on a run just because it helps me release, you know, because you got to focus on your mental health as well. It's very taxing, you know, so what you do is you process that, you let it go, and sometimes I'll even put on like happier, positive things, maybe like a happier podcast that will just, or something that makes me laugh. I like to laugh. Laughter is the best form of medicine. So that helps me kind of relax. Or I always sometimes even call my mom and just be like, Mom, this was wild.
I'm going to use those tips from now on.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, like, your mom always, anyone, a loved one will help you out. It's so great.
And on a brighter note, what is your favorite story that you've reported?
Probably my favorite. I'm a total foodie. And there's this place here in Maine, in Ellsworth, Maine, called Momo's Cheesecakes. And the awesome thing about Momo's, right, is it's an honor system and it's open 24/7. Best cheesecake you'll ever have. It's made with love. So good. And it's open 24/7. You just come in and you can put in your Venmo or pay cash. And this group of people came in one night at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And they were just singing, and they spent like hundreds of dollars on cheesecake. And Momo's husband just heard this rumble of noise, like, what is going on? And he then came out and he saw them all singing songs and eating cheesecake, and he actually joined in with them at like midnight, and they all just had a blast. And that's Maine. You know, Maine is all about community, and it was just such a fun, happy story to cover.
Yeah. What is your favorite cheesecake flavor?
Okay, cotton candy. It was, I feel like a child, but it's so good.
Is it better than Cheesecake Factory?
Okay. I think so, because I love a good home-cooked. There's just something about that home cooking that's just special.
Yeah.
That you can't just, like, I love the Cheesecake Factory, don't get me wrong. My favorite Cheesecake Factory cheesecake probably is the caramel dulce de leche.
Yeah.
So good, with the little peanut prickle.
Yeah. I went there a couple of weeks ago and I had the Cinnabon one. So good.
Oh, I need to try that.
Speaking of sweets, have you ever had the Edwards chocolate pie?
No, I've not.
It's $7 in all stores and it's so good. I go through like 2 a week.
Wait, is that the one that's like going viral on TikTok right now? The chocolate peanut butter pie?
No.
That's like that's Costco.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's wild. It's this giant chocolate peanut butter pie that's like $6 at Costco. And I'm like, I need to try this.
I know, right?
You know, like after, you know, we're gonna manifest it. If I win, when I win, that I'm gonna reward myself with this giant chocolate peanut butter pie.
I know, because we all deserve to treat ourselves.
Absolutely.
And speaking of foods, that was my next question. Being on the news and everything, how do you stay in shape?
Yeah, I recently really started working and focusing on my fitness and making it a priority. Especially what's nice with my schedule, I'm off work around 9:30, 10 every day except Tuesdays and Fridays. So what I'll do is I go to the gym, get my little workout in, and then I still keep up with my dance techniques, so I'll practice dance. And then I started doing HelloFresh little boxes. It's so quick and efficient, very easy, and it's honestly cheaper than grocery shopping.
I know, right? Groceries are just outrageous now.
It's nuts. I did a news story on egg prices, and it was crazy just to see. We went from eggs just being $3 a dozen to almost $10 a dozen.
Exactly.
I'm like, nope, we're not doing that.
Right. You know, like, since you've been on the news and everything, have you ever had an embarrassing moment on the news?
Oh my gosh, yes, too many to count. I remember probably my most embarrassing one was when I was doing sports, and I was covering the Cardinals and Pittsburgh Pirates game, like those highlights, and I said the Pittsburgh Privates, and I just kept going, and I came off air, and I go, I literally just did that.
I'm surprised you, like, realized, though, because, you know, sometimes you'll report stuff and you don't even realize.
You don't know. I do, because so I am dyslexic and I have ADHD. So sometimes when there's certain things on the prompter, like indicated and indicted, those two I flip-flop, and autonomy, I will mix up that word and say it really weird. And it's so funky how the human brain can sometimes just flip-flop on you. But I used to internalize it really bad. Like, I'll just cringe, but now I'm you kind of learn to just laugh it off.
Yeah. You get used to it.
You do. You get to that point where it's not that deep. You know, we're all human.
Exactly. And by the way, since y'all have, like, the prompters and stuff, do y'all get to, like, type your own script out?
Yes. Yep. So that's why I get in a little bit earlier for the show, honestly, about a couple hours before the show, just to really read my scripts, and then we also will edit or make any critiques or anything to help us out. And the big thing I do is, like, there's certain words that I know are going to be my trigger words. I will divide them. I'll put, like,
I do that
space.
with my prompter too.
It helps. It seriously helps.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy how much those little tweaks can help and go a long way. And another thing we do too is, like, if we get press releases or breaking news overnight, we will have to write write it and all that fun stuff.
But, so, like, when I first started my show with the prompter and everything, like, I would type out everything that I would say. But now I just do, like, bullet points, so it's, like, it's not as hard. Yeah. It's kind of like you learn, like, the tips of the it's all about being comfortable and confident. Exactly.
You know, what makes you flow easier and make the show go crisp and smooth is the best way to do it.
And, how do you stay up to date with all the stories and everything?
Man, it's kind of hard not to, you know, because we constantly we'll have AP News. That's one of our big sources. We are a CBS affiliate, so we'll get a bunch of stuff from CBS affiliates. And then our parent company is Gray Television. So what's really awesome is we have sister stations all over the United States. So let's say our sister station in St. Louis sends us a story about there was really bad flooding over the summer in St. Louis. We would take that story because it was going national. So we would run that in our national news block, which is typically the C block, which is when Todd will do his full first alert weather forecast. And that's when we'll do all the national stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jenga, how you stack your show. Yep.
And, like, when I'm on your lives and stuff, like, I'm always like, ooh, I like her outfit and everything. So, like, I want to know, like, do you pick your own outfits out, or do you, like, have a wardrobe department?
Yes. Sometimes we'll have a consultant come in just to give us tips and tricks, like what will go great with your skincare or your skin tones and your hair color and stuff. I typically do a lot of bright colors just because that's always been my style. I'm also Hispanic, so our big thing is my family, we love color. Okay. You know, so I love the big bright colors. And then we do get a stipend for when I sign my contract, which is nice for hair, makeup, and clothes. Okay. And it's divided each paycheck, which is great. But I shop at all places from TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls. I love Poshmark.
The good places.
And then, all great. When I lived back home in St. Louis, there was a place called Von Mar. I loved it. It was kind of like a bougier Nordstrom, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I would go there, and they had really good stuff, and I'd go whenever they have the dresses on sale, because you can get really good high-end dresses for $30. You can't beat it, you know? And we also have a little Facebook group called Newscaster Closets, where all of us female news anchors across the country, we can buy our dresses off of each other. Okay. Very helpful.
That is very interesting. Like, I like to know this stuff.
Yeah, it's so a lot of people don't know it. You know, it's the little tips of the trade.
And speaking of your skincare, your skin is like glowing. So, like, could you tell me about that? Of course.
Yes. I also work one day a week at Ulta
Okay.
which has been so great. You can't beat like the discount, and I get to play with all the makeup. So I do always drink lots of water. That is the big thing that people don't realize.
That's my mistake.
What you eat and everything, and like what you put into your body, really helps with your skincare. I also am a big fan of, I like Drunk Elephant's products.
Okay.
And then there's a plate, I have so many. I have I think it's Laneige.
Yeah.
I have like the lip mask.
I know what you're talking about.
Love the lip mask. I saw it all over TikTok and I gave in because I found it at TJ Maxx for like $15.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I was like, you're coming home with me.
Exactly. Sometimes you just can't beat the deals. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, oh my gosh, no, you're right. Did you say beat the deal? Yeah, you can't beat the deals.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Always love a good deal.
Because, you know, like, I have, like, these little forehead bumps, and I've tried everything, and they're just still there.
No, oh my God, I can't even tell. You look great.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
But you have me at the low angle, so I don't look that great from that angle anyways.
Stop. You're fine.
And this is, like, an off-topic question, and it might be a weird question, but, like, when y'all go on air, is it, like, actually live, or is it, like, a little delayed?
So it's actually like a 15-second delay for you guys.
Okay.
So there is like a little bit of a delay from us. So I forgot the exact reason why there is. I think it's like a closed captioning type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, actually, yes, because we do with the FCC and stuff. We'll have closed captioning. So if there are people who are, I actually like having subtitles when I watch TV. Again, being neurodivergent, it really helps me focus when I watch TV, if that makes any sense at all. And people who are hearing impaired. What's really a big thing here in Maine is we have a very high elderly population.
Okay.
So we actually, I think, are probably the oldest state, believe it or not. Not like it's age-wise of the state, but people in the state.
That's entertaining.
So that's a big thing that I had to fix when I first started anchoring, was really over-enunciate, because a lot of people can't understand, and I wanted my viewers to understand, of course, you know?
Yeah.
So I really started slowing down. So I just always think of my Grandpa Tony, because my Grandpa Tony tunes in even an hour. So he lives in St. Louis still.
Okay.
He tunes in every morning at 3:30 a.m.
Wow.
to watch the show. It's the sweetest thing in the world.
It is.
He's the best man in the world, but so I just think of him, you know, so he can hear, you know, and it really made a difference in my anchoring.
Yeah. And speaking of him watching, do you get embarrassed when, like, family watches you?
No, I love it. Family is really big for us. We're all really, really close.
Okay.
And so I love it.
Because I know me, like, on this show, like, a majority of my family don't watch it because I don't let them.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm, like, embarrassed.
I did this, so when I was in college, I was really big about that, too, with, like, making my college demo reel. And my mom would be like, I want to see it. I'm like,
exactly.
No, you don't.
And then, like, when people come here, they're like, can I watch your show? I'm like, no, you can watch it, like, when you go back home, but don't watch it in front of me.
Yes. I'm one of those people, I don't like to rewatch my stuff. I'm really weird about that. So whenever we have to make our demo reels, because we'll update our work, and I, like, cringe with certain things. I'm like, no, why did I say that, or why did I wear that?
Yeah.
You know? It's so funny, like, how we're our own worst critics. 100%.
Exactly. It's funny, like, how you can go back and look at yourself and you're like, why did I do that? What was I thinking?
Yes. Yeah, all the time. Like, why? You know?
Yes. And, so for the people that want to do what you do out there, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, just don't be afraid of the no, and always don't be afraid of yes.
Okay.
So it only takes one person to believe in you, and that one yes is going to open so many doors.
Correct.
You know, and I'm so grateful to have me back here in Bangor, Maine, and it completely changed my life. I can't believe where I'm at 2 years later, and who knows where I'm going to be next, you know? So the biggest thing, I always tell people, even if, like, your niche is sports news, you'll open up the door to try morning news, or try reporting more in the field, or even producing. I'm being trained on producing right now, just to learn all of the ins and outs of the newsroom, because that's just going to make you more confident. And you never know, that could be your niche. So I tell people that never give up, just keep going. Start doing what you're doing is great. Doing the little talk shows and everything.
Thank you.
That's huge. Seriously, like even podcasts, that's really big. That's really taking off now. Just even go in your local community, and there's always stories to tell.
Yes.
So just tell people stories and just start creating a reel, and it's a lot easier than you think it is. I mean, it's definitely hard work, but
it will pay off one day.
It does. It does. Like, you're not gonna wake up one day and just win an Emmy.
Exactly.
You know, it's not gonna work. You gotta show lots of grit. It's like my chief photographer told us. He's like, doing news is basically like building a house.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta start with your foundation. You gotta get your basics, because if not, your foundation's gonna. If you start with a weak foundation, the house is gonna crumble.
Yes.
So you gotta get your basics, and then you can turn it up a notch. And then you can lay that next foundation, and then the next, and then, but you're always polishing. You're always just working to get better. So always be open to critiques.
Some people, like, they start, and then they're like, nothing happened overnight, and then they just give up.
They give up, yeah. It's like you go to the kitchen, and it's, you get the bread, the flour, the eggs, the whisk, you got everything.
Exactly.
But they're trying to make a cake. And then what do when your flour's not mixed, or you just think that, oh, the cake's gonna automatically pop out of that ingredient? It's like, no, you gotta mix it together, you gotta put it in the pan, cook it.
Exactly.
You know, you gotta let it cook.
And like, I'm into like a lot of celebrity news and everything, because I like to know like the top stories and everything. So like when I get on my show and everything, people are always coming after me.
Really?
Yes, people like come after me because I remember this one time I talked about Nicki Minaj and people were mad at me.
Why?
I don't even know, because I apparently called her a drama queen.
Oh my god.
There was like 200 comments of people dragging me.
Oh my, celebrities are dramatic.
Exactly. Speaking of that, what is your favorite celebrity?
Okay, I always, since I was little, I loved Paula Abdul.
Okay.
I remember seeing her do the tap dance in her Straight Up music video, and I was a big tapper. So I thought she was the coolest, because I grew up on American Idol when American Idol was in its heyday.
Uh-huh.
I loved Idol back in the day. I used to spend so much money when, you know, you would take the phone and you would call in like, oh, I gotta vote for everyone, I gotta save her.
Yup.
I gotta get her to the top 3. My parents were like, stop. But I always thought Paula was the coolest, and she does a lot for the community. She started out as a Laker girl. Another big celebrity I love Selena Gomez.
Uh-huh.
I love her. I loved her when I think I even watched her on Barney. Like,
oh.
I literally grew up with Selena. And of course, just her family, she's Mexican American as well. And it's just amazing, just her story, where she started from, you know, just small outside. I forgot where in Texas she was from, but it's just so cool to see where she's at now.
By the way, you look like a supermodel.
Really?
Yes. Because I was telling somebody the other day that you were coming on my show, and she was like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, for the people watching, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can follow my TikTok, Looney the Newsy. You can go on my Instagram, it's AngelaLuna.tv. And then I also share a lot of my news stories on my Angela Luna TV Facebook page.
Okay.
So it'll have like the blue check mark, so that'll show that like that is me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta worry about, I didn't realize like this would even be a thing, but some people will try to be you.
Yep.
Even though we're in a smaller market, I didn't think that would be an issue. But yeah.
It's always something.
Like, yes, I'm like, why does that one person gotta ruin it for everybody?
Exactly.
You know? But you just kind of roll with it, and just big thing is really communicate with like your news directors, your bosses, let them know like, hey, and then even just I always report things to TikTok or wherever. Yeah. Just be safe. Yeah.
So that was Angela Luna, and give it up for her. And thank you so much for coming on my show.
Of course, thank you. Good luck with everything. And
thank you.
I had so much fun.
Thank you. I had fun talking to you. You were like actually one of my funnest guests. Is that a word?
Cute. Yes, it is.
Okay. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. And up next is Answer This Darius. Don't go far.
Keep it real, here to say how you feel. feel today? Feel today.